Most men try to impress women by adding more. More words, more effort, more attention, more performance. And yet, the men who effortlessly draw her in do something very different. They subtract. They remove tension from their own body, remove noise from their presence, remove the impulse to chase. In that silence, in that space, a current appears. She feels it before she understands it. It is not a trick, and it is not a line. It is a field. When you carry this field, she leans toward you without being told to. She texts first without deciding to. She thinks about you in the quiet moments, because your energy created a contrast too sharp to ignore. If what you've heard so far is shifting how you see yourself, stay with me until the end, because we're just getting started. Everything I'm about to give you is rooted in one simple idea. Attraction is a body experience before it's a brain decision. She does not crave you because your logic convinces her. She craves you because your presence imprints on her nervous system. Your voice slows her inner chatter. Your stillness makes her breath deepen. Your decisiveness steadies her uncertainty. The mind then races to explain what the body has already decided. This is why needy men fail even with perfect lines. Their words and their energy do not match. What you speak is irrelevant if your presence betrays you. But when your presence aligns with your words, clean, calm, directional, everything changes. She relaxes. Then she becomes curious. Then she desires. Not because you're begging for it, but because craving is the most natural response to an anchored, self-led man. The first trigger is calm dominance, not dominance over her, dominance over yourself. Think of your presence like the lighthouse on a stormy coast. The light doesn't chase boats. It doesn't shout. It holds. It turns with quiet certainty, over and over, no matter the waves. When you enter a room, your breath is unhurried. Your eyes don't dart, they land. Your gestures are economical. You speak a fraction slower than everyone else, not because you're trying to be dramatic, but because your nervous system is not negotiating for approval. This creates an unmistakable feeling in her body. Safety. Safety to open, to be playful, to lean in. Here's a simple way to start. When she asks you a question, don't rush to answer. Let there be a beat of silence. Feel your feet on the ground. Then answer in one clean sentence before you elaborate. The gap sells more than the words. The pause says, I'm not performing for you. I'm revealing myself to you at my pace. Calm dominance is contagious. It regulates the interaction. If you want her to feel safe, regulate yourself first. If you want her to feel excited, regulate yourself first. Your internal state is the thermostat for the energy between you. The second trigger is selective attention. Attention is the currency of desire. When you give it indiscriminately, you inflate nothing. When you invest it selectively, you create value. This is not playing hard to get. It's being hard to earn. You don't withhold to punish, you calibrate to lead. When she texts, you don't snap to your phone like it owns you. You respond in your rhythm, not in the reflex of anxiety. Your messages follow a simple structure. Acknowledge, add flavor, move forward. That made me laugh. You have a sharp way of phrasing things. I'm heading to the gallery on Thursday. Join me for 20 minutes, then we'll see if you earned coffee. You aren't seeking permission. You're inviting her into your world. Selective attention also means you are unafraid to redirect. If she tests you with a sideways comment, you smile and say, I like playful, not petty. Keep it classy and you'll keep my attention. You're not scolding, you're signaling standards. The scarcity of your focus puts weight on your presence. She knows when she has it, and she feels the difference when she doesn't. That contrast is addictive. The third trigger is forward motion with options. A woman relaxes into a man who knows where he's going. You don't debate every micro decision like a committee. You offer a clear path and two clean choices inside that path. I'm in the mood for something simple. Tacos or wine bar. 15 minutes from now or 8. That framing does something profound. It removes the burden of leadership from her while preserving her agency. She chooses inside your direction. That is attractive because it is masculine in the best way. Protective, efficient, low drama. This also applies emotionally. When a conversation drifts into circles, you cut through with purpose. I hear you. Two things matter to me: respect and clarity. Let's choose to keep both and take the next step, or we press pause. Either way, no chaos. You're not controlling her. You're controlling the context you're willing to participate in. Great men do not control people. They control the frame of their own life and extend an invitation to those who want to join it. The fourth trigger is revealed mystery. Mystery is not faking depth, it's pacing your self-revelation. A lot of men overshare to manufacture connection. They unload their entire life story because they fear she'll disappear if they hold anything back. In reality, she craves the feeling of discovery. She wants to open you like a book, not see the summary on page 1. You reveal in layers. You answer directly, but not exhaustively. When she asks about your past relationship, you say, "We taught each other what we needed to grow. I'm grateful for it. I'm more curious about who you are becoming now than who you were then." That answer is honest, present, and refuses to live in dead rooms. In your day-to-day, you leave gentle, open loops. There's a skill I practice every morning that resets me in 5 minutes. Remind me later and I'll show you. You haven't dangled a trick, you've created a path for future intimacy. Mystery is not withholding affection, it is wisely stewarding access. Give enough to be real, keep enough to be rare. Her mind stays engaged because there is always a next page. The fifth trigger is demonstrated competence and purpose. Desire flows toward motion and mastery. You don't need a fancy title, you need proof of momentum. Men with purpose carry an audible hum. You hear it in their focus, you see it in their calendar, you feel it in their boundaries. Purpose is not a speech, it's a schedule. If I look at your week, can I see where you train your body, build your skills, expand your network, and sit with your thoughts? If not, you are outsourcing your gravity. Your competence shows in micro moments, how you ask for what you want, how you negotiate a bill, how you protect your time. Even how you handle minor friction says everything. The server forgets your order. You smile, reset the frame, and solve it without leaking irritation. That poise under pressure is competence in action. Make it part of your identity. I make things better wherever I go. When she watches you operate with quiet mastery, fixing small problems, staying resourceful, refusing victim language, her body marks you as a man who can be relied on. Competence is the sexiest calm. The sixth trigger is emotional attunement without losing edge. Men fear that empathy will make them soft. It won't, if you keep your spine. Attunement is the ability to name what's happening beneath her words and to hold it without drowning in it. When she shares something vulnerable, you don't rush to fix it. You track, reflect, and then choose. I get it. When that happened, it felt like your effort didn't matter. You don't need a solution right now. You need your experience to be seen. I see it. Then, when appropriate, you add direction. And I also care about not letting this define your week. Tonight, come reset with me. Walk. No phones. She feels felt. She also feels led. Attunement is not submission. It's connection with clarity still in your hand. Be unafraid to cut through fog with kindness. I like you. I don't do mixed signals. If you want this, step in. If you don't, say so. Either way, I'll be good. That is empathy with teeth. Human, honest, and clean. The seventh trigger is boundaries that protect your value. Boundaries are not walls to keep people out. They are gates that decide how value flows. You don't beg for respect. You design your life so that disrespect has no oxygen. If she flakes, you don't lecture. You simply say, "All good. I plan my time carefully. If we try again, it'll be because we both prioritize it." You re-invite once. If the energy remains casual, you let it go without resentment. You are not angry. You are allergic to low investment. That indifference is not performative. It's real. You are busy with your mission, your training, your brothers, your craft. The paradox is that real boundaries increase desire because they signal you won't self-betray for attention. A woman trusts a man who can walk away from what is not aligned. Trust deepens attraction. Attraction deepens investment. Investment deepens intimacy. It all starts with your willingness to protect your standards. Now let's go deeper into how these triggers translate into behavior she can feel. Start with your breath. Use a 4-count inhale, 6-count exhale when you speak to her. You will feel your chest settle and your voice drop a half step lower, not through force but through relaxation. Eye contact is soft focus, not a stare down. You look at one eye, then the other, then the mouth, then back to the eyes. You protect silence after you ask a question. Do not jump in to rescue the moment. Let her fill the space. The stillness communicates, I can handle you, I can handle me. Nothing needs to be rushed. Your body language is angular rather than floppy. Hips squared, shoulders down, chin floating, one foot slightly forward as if you're always ready to move. You enter rooms as if you belong there because you belong wherever you bring value. That orientation is not arrogance, it's responsibility. Next, refine your texting rhythm. If she is not your partner yet, she is not your priority. Your life is. Set 2 windows a day to respond. Keep your messages short, specific, and forward-leaning. If she sends a flat reply, you don't try harder to inflate it. You step back and let the quality of your life do the talking. When you do text, give her something to imagine. Just left a meeting that felt like a plot twist. I'll tell you later. Remind me. Curiosity thrives on incompleteness. Remember, texting is for logistics and light flavor. Connection happens in the real world. Invite, lead, move. In conversation, replace fishing with framing. Don't lob bland questions hoping she'll entertain you. Build frames that invite her authenticity. What are you obsessed with right now that most people around you don't understand? That puts her in a space where passion lives. When she answers, track her energy. If her eyes light up, go deeper there. If she goes flat, pivot. Got it. Not your zone today. Tell me the last thing that made you laugh so hard you got looks from strangers. You're not passively receiving. You're actively sculpting the moment. The man who sculpts is the man she remembers. Adopt a simple escalation ladder that respects boundaries while building tension. Start with proximity. Stand or sit a little closer than social distance. If she stays, that's data. If she moves back, that's data too. Next, touch the environment near her. A chair, a table, your own sleeve. If she mirrors your motion, you have a green light to touch lightly. Her elbow in a guiding moment. The small of her back when leading through a crowded space. A quick squeeze of her hand during a joke. Each touch should be purposeful, not searching for permission. If she stiffens or pulls away, you step back calmly. Tension thrives when the man reads the room and never trades pressure for presence. Keep your voice lower at the end of sentences. The drop signals completion and certainty. If what I'm saying is landing, drop your thoughts below. I read every single one. Learn to use detachment as seasoning, not the meal. Some men try to build attraction through constant aloofness. That dies quickly. The key is dynamic range. Give her the warmth of your attention and then return to your world without announcement. If you're on a date, you're 100% there. When it ends, you go back to your mission. You don't linger in fractured half availability. The rhythm is presence, then absence, then presence again. She should never feel like you're dangling her for validation. She should feel like you're inviting her into a life that is full, and that your attention is a meaningful event inside that fullness. Your words matter less than your subcommunication, but words still have power when used cleanly. Here are phrasing pivots that change everything. Replace "Can I take you out?" with "Join me for a drink at 8." Replace "What do you want to do?" with "I'm choosing Italian or sushi. What's your vote?" Replace "Do you still want to meet?" with "I'm heading out at 7. If it works, we'll keep it. If not, we'll reschedule once." Replace defensive explanations with simple boundaries. "That doesn't work for me, but thanks anyway." Replace compliments that worship her looks with ones that reward her qualities. You notice details most people miss. That's rare. Reward what you want repeated. Ignore what you want to die. Your attention teaches her how to show up with you. Let's talk about tests. She will test you. Not because she's cruel, but because her body wants to confirm your steadiness. A tease, a delay, a small contradiction. These are not wars to win. They are weather. Smile. Tilt your head. Answer the energy, not just the words. If she tries to draw you into drama, you say, "I don't enter conversations where someone has to lose. If you want clarity, I'm all in. If you want chaos, I'm out." If she throws a small jab, you redirect with play. Careful. I reward good behavior. If she pushes a boundary, You show her the edge without flinching. That tone doesn't fly with me. We can reset and keep it fun. You are not punishing, you are calibrating. She will feel more attraction for a man who holds the weather without becoming the storm. Inside all of this is a deeper reality. Men who create craving live in integrity. Not performative morality, the integrity of alignment. Your words match your actions. Your standards match your calendar. Your desire matches your discipline. If you say you'll be at the gym at 7, you're there. If you commit to a goal, you break it into weekly targets and track them. If you say you won't tolerate disrespect, you don't. This alignment generates a silent confidence that no hack can simulate. Women feel it instantly. Even if you're still building your life, the direction is visible. You are on your path, and it shows. Remember, a king without a kingdom is just a man with a crown on the floor. Build your kingdom 1 hour at a time. She doesn't need the castle. She needs to feel the builder. There is also the power of scarcity in your social ecosystem. You don't try to become attractive by isolating yourself and hoping she notices your purity. You cultivate a life of rich connections. You have a brotherhood that checks you when you drift. You have mentors whose standards humble you. You have women in your orbit who respect you because you respect them. Social proof is not about flashing people like trophies. It's about the organic trust that comes from being valued in a community. When she sees you being greeted warmly, when she overhears someone compliment your work ethic, when she notices that you're generous without peacocking, something locks in. She knows she's not discovering a mirage. She's discovering a man who already matters, and people who matter are harder to lose. That fear of loss amplifies desire. Understand tempo. Desire dies either from starvation or saturation. Starvation is the man who never makes the move, who lives in perpetual potential. Saturation is the man who floods her with attention so thoroughly that there's no room for longing. You are the conductor of tempo. You initiate, then you wait. You reveal, then you retreat. You create a shared moment that's memorable, then you become scarce again, not as a tactic, but because your life is full. A great date is not 4 hours of talking until you run out of stories. It's 90 minutes of concentrated presence that ends a little early, leaving her wanting the next chapter. Ending strong is a masculine art. End the evening while the energy is up. I like this. Let's not burn it out. Thursday, same time. She'll feel the discipline. Craving thrives in disciplined men. Be unafraid to be polarizing. Neutrality is the enemy of craving. You don't need to be loud, you need to be clear. If you love something, you say it without apology. If you disagree with something, you say it without aggression. I see your point, I choose differently. You don't argue to win, you state, you smile, you move. Polarity is created when a man is kind without being nice, strong without being rigid, generous without being a doormat. That balance is rare. When she experiences it, it rewires her expectations. She thought she wanted a man who agrees and adapts. She realizes she wants a man who listens and leads. When tension rises, sexual, emotional, logistical, you bring it back to ground with your body. Lower your shoulders, soften your jaw, slow your breath, drop your voice, speak in shorter phrases. I like you. I want this simple. Here's what works for me. That cadence is hypnotic, not because it tricks her, but because it frees her to stop performing. She doesn't have to manage you. She can feel you. When intimacy deepens, you keep the same principle. Pace, presence, permission. You're not in a hurry to arrive anywhere. You enjoy building a container where she can express, laugh, push, and rest. Wanting her and needing her feel different in her body. She will crave the man who wants her while being fully okay without her. You'll notice something as you live this way. Your standards remove the wrong people for you. Women who seek chaos will exit early. Women who seek control will resist frames that protect your peace. That's not a loss. That's your life telling you the truth quickly. Attraction with the right woman feels like a game you both want to win, not a fight you're trying to survive. When it's right, effort feels like investment, not sacrifice. You keep your word. She matches it. You lead. She chooses. You hold frame. She brings color. And day by day, the craving becomes mutual because it's being fed by something real, your character. If this is hitting something inside you, write one sentence below about the standard you're choosing today. Make it specific. No phones at dinner. Gym at 7. I no longer explain my boundaries to people committed to misunderstanding me. I read every single one. Now, a simple blueprint to practice this week. Day 1. Audit your energy leaks. Where do you overshare? Where do you chase? Where do you say yes out of fear? Cut one leak. Day 2. Practice calm dominance in 3 conversations. Breath, pause, speak. Measure your word count. Have it, and make every sentence land. Day 3. Demonstrate purpose by scheduling 2 blocks that move your mission forward. Tell no one. Let the results speak. Day 4. Practice selective attention by delaying your next 3 responses by 30 minutes while remaining warm and present when you do respond. Day 5. Practice revealed mystery by answering one personal question with honesty and brevity, and leave an open loop for a future moment. Day 6. Set a boundary with kindness. That doesn't work for me. No apology. Day 7. Create polarity by stating a preference you usually hide. These repetitions become you. Women don't crave performance. They crave consistency. As we close, remember this. Attraction is not an event. It's a system you run. Calm dominance steadies her body. Selective attention makes your presence valuable. Forward motion with options lets her relax into your leadership. Revealed mystery keeps her mind engaged. Demonstrated competence and purpose anchor trust. Emotional attunement without losing edge bonds hearts to truth. Boundaries protect the field so desire can grow. When you live this, craving stops being a lucky accident and starts being a predictable outcome. You do not beg for it, you generate it. If what you heard today restructured how you see yourself, stay close. There's more depth we're going to explore. Skills, frames, and micro shifts that turn good men into unforgettable men. If you know a brother who needs to hear this, send it to him today. Don't keep it to yourself. And if something here challenged you or woke you up, tell me in the comments which piece you're taking into your week. This is not entertainment for you, it's transformation. You're not waiting for permission anymore. You're the man who creates gravity. Now go live like it.